One air,
Yo,
two,
can
one.
you hear me?
Yes, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Hey, what's poppin'? How you doing?
What's poppin'? I'm running my bubble bath.
The Queen of Charleston, huh?
Man, don't put that weight on me. These bitches really gonna be mad you keep talking that shit.
So how you doing? Everything going good with you right now?
Oh, always, always. It's always a grind over this way. Always something under my sleeve, whether it be working in the studio, working on concepts, videos, whatever.
Yeah. When you plan to drop some new music or something?
Well, look at you, right into it. No bars,
Yeah.
huh?
No, I
Um,
just hold up. No, you got me wondering. You talking about all this stuff you working on? You got me interested.
I feel it. Well, everybody keep telling me, you got this buzz generating. Why you don't drop some music right
Hmm.
now? Just drop a little single or something. And I should, it makes sense. But right now I'm working on my mixtape. And that's gonna be dropping the early half of 2021. So it's like I don't know if I want to just drop a single for the purpose of it being a single or what. I mean, me and you done talked. You done heard some of my
Hmm.
unreleased stuff. I got some shit. I could drop an EP right now if I really wanted to, but I don't know. I'm still going back and forth on it. But as far as like when do I actually plan on dropping, the real plan would be my mixtape. Like I said, that's the better half, the beginning half of 2021. Thinking no later than April.
Any idea what the mixtape is going to be called?
Oh yeah, for sure. Hold on, let me turn my do not disturb on so that way in case somebody call me, ain't gonna fuck nothing up. But Coldest Bitch in the Sticks, Volume 1.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Yep. Coldest Bitch in the Sticks.
That's tough. Yeah, I definitely, obviously before I talk to you, I listen to your music, and I will say, like a lot of the stuff, a lot of the bars I heard are very, very good, very good.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I feel like the
Um,
problem with a lot of female artists is that they don't have much substance in their music, and I feel like you have a lot of substance in yours.
yeah, and I gotta credit that to my spoken word history. My past with spoken word poetry. I used to be in this program when I was a teenager, about 16 years old, about 10 years ago. Um, and it was this program called the Block Project, and we had a Charleston base and we had a Ram base, and it was led by some of the most poppinest Appalachian poets like Crystal Good, Celine, Tuesday Taylor, Terry Berkeley. And, when we first started the program, we did about 3 months of workshops. So every Saturday for about 3 months, we would either meet in Rand or we would meet somewhere in Charleston. And they would just put us through the ringer. Sometimes we would have to freestyle poems. And it was for poets and rappers. And I was actually one of the few that did both. But throughout the course of the program, I leaned more to the spoken word side. But yeah, we would do all types of different workshops with different drills and different ways to practice and different little like. And we did that for a while, and then we had a big showcase where everybody, performed their spoken word. And music is my savior. And I was also on a verse for the song that they let all the rappers do together or whatever. And from there, all my mentors, like I said, shout out Crystal Good, shout out Tuesday Taylor, shout out Terry Berkeley, shout out anybody else I'm forgetting. They pretty much put me on tour from that point forward for like the next 9 months to a year after that. I was doing shows from church revivals to different sorority and fraternity events downstate. open mic night, poetry night down at the Bluegrass Kitchen and shit. Like at 16 years old, I was all over the city performing everywhere. I got to perform in front of Norman Jordan. If anybody's into the poetry realm, Norman Jordan is a very respected poet from out here that, performed at Apollo, and Mobb Deep sampled one of his poems on a Black album and shit like that. He was friends with Felicia Rashad, God bless his soul. But so with that, my spoken word background, I feel like absolutely gives me a little more of an advantage because I'm not afraid to pull out my rhyming dictionary. I'm not afraid to pull out my thesaurus. I'm not afraid to pull out my dictionary when I find a word on my thesaurus or my rhyming dictionary and go to it right. You know what I mean? Like, and then also with poetry is it relies heavily on like metaphors and similes, and with spoken word you rely more on your cadence, because when you perform in spoken word live as opposed to music, you don't got the beat to carry you. You don't have the theatrics of the background dancers and shit like that, so it's just you and your voice. So I feel like that has helped me, having that background has helped me tremendously with pursuing rap as a career, because like I said, I'm not afraid to use metaphors. I'm not afraid to pull out my rhyming dictionary. And I feel like something that gives me a little more of an advantage too, I'm an actual writer, like not even just poetry or music either. Like, I went to college. I got a degree in paralegal studies, which is heavily based in writing. I got a degree in criminal justice, and all of my classes required some type of major paper. And that was just in my core subject. So like I'm a great writer in general. I'm great with grammar and shit like that too. So I think that gives me the upper hand. And like I'm the type of artist, I can go in the studio, find the beat in the studio, and write to the beat and record the song all within an hour session. Like it's nothing to come up with a 16 rope within 15, 20 minutes on the spot. So yeah.
Okay, so even back when you was like a kid, you was still making music. You was still doing things like that, right?
Oh, absolutely. My very first experience with, um, like I'm just tell the story and you tell me what it is. But
Okay.
basically, when I was 6, back in the day, Play School used to have the little karaoke machines where you could put the little tape cassette in it and you could play and all that. But it also had the little microphone that you could record.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, no funny shit, I was 6 years old. You can fact check this with my mama, the real Chatty Misha on Facebook. And I took her Janet Jackson tape and I put it in the karaoke machine, and I recorded me freestyling over top of Janet Jackson. And it went like ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. My mama told me never to go to bed with you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, funny shit. But yeah, so that just goes all the way back to I was 6. And then like I said, when I was in high school at 15, 16, 17 years old, I was really heavily into the poetry scene. Like I said, more so the spoken word than I was the rap, but I was still recording and making music as well too though. So but it was more spoken word for sure at that time.
Okay, and when did you actually start putting music out? Like start recording and putting, actually putting content out to so people can hear it.
So the first thing I ever released to the public was in January of this year. The song is called No Hook. Shout out DJ Verdon May. It's on the Made by God channel. At one point, I was Made by God affiliated, and so it's called No Hook, and it's on there. The mix down is not quality by any means, but um, I knew that I wanted to try to do this. I had like an epiphany or whatever. Funny story, I used to work at Rite Aid, and some man, I don't even know his name to this day, but it's a man that has seen me perform quite a few times back when I was a, poet. And he was like, "What is a poet doing working at Rite Aid wearing khakis?" And that was like October, November of 2019. And so I gave it some thought for some months, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. So I dropped my first shit in January, and then I didn't drop anything else until July. And all of those songs that I dropped in July are on my channel. So that's the Eat This, HBIC, Trick Bitch Anthem. And I did a feature for Maya, shout out MYA, Real Mountain Bitch Freestyle. All those
Mm-hmm.
was dropped in July.
Okay. So yeah, so like who you working with these days? Like what artists, what engineers in the city?
Shout out Mixed by Tolly. Mixed by Tolly is
Mm-hmm.
definitely my go-to engineer. Tolly is the first official studio I ever went to. He's recorded every song that I've ever done by myself. Um, that's my comfort zone. He's my comfort zone. He's comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with him. He knows what I like. He know I'm not down for all that auto-tune bullshit. I got a lot of passion and shit in my voice. I personally feel like I don't necessarily need it, as opposed to like me having to go into a new studio and explain shit. Like, my go-to engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked with Gleech. Shout out Gleech 305. Um, I did a song with somebody else with him. Bronco Boy Tone. He from Detroit. He out here right now. As far as collaborations, I've collabed with MYA, like I said, on Real Mountain Bitch Freestyle. And actually, me and Bo on the Go. I don't know if you're familiar. He another Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's from Detroit, but he's located here. Me and Bo have actually done two songs in the past 2 weeks. We did a song uh night before Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving morning, midnight, whatever you want to consider it. And then we did a song Monday night. We were just in the studio together.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
collabed
dope.
with anybody else. I would love to collab with way more artists around here, but
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. So speaking of that, which artists do you want to work with?
hmm.
Call them out right now. Let them know right now.
First things first, I would love to work with any female artist. I'm gonna say it again. Any female artist. We all know how the stories go. It's definitely a little bit harder in the industry as a
Mm-hmm.
female artist, and I'm all about uplifting each other. For real, I want my whole state to eat, but I definitely want us bitches to eat for sure. So any female artist, that's Audie, that's Goldie, that's Bella Baby, that's CC, Coco out Huntington. Yeah, any female artist. As far as the males go, I would love to get a song with Faye. Faye know this. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to get a song with Trap Boy Rolex. He out Huntington. I would love to do a song with TC. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Oh, definitely 10th. Free 10th. Shout out Fino. Free 10th
Mm-hmm.
gang. Definitely want to do a song with my bro for sure. Um, shit, I'm trying to think. Trying to think. It's so many. It's so many. Oh, definitely would love to do a song with White Mike. Definitely would love to do a song with Jay Will. I love Jay Will's energy. Love it. Oh, definitely love to do a song with Doobie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Doobie would definitely be the challenge that I need. Not saying that nobody else would be challenging, but Doobie is a real lyricist. And
Mm-hmm.
Um, the music that I have out right now is what I call bubblegum music. And by that, it's shit that I knew is catchy. Shit that I know is, stop, stop. Ain't nothing in here. Hold on, my daughter.
You're good.
But But yeah, I feel like Doobie would be the challenge that I would need to really push the envelope as far as bringing out those lyricism skills,
Mm-hmm.
bringing out those poetry skills and whatnot for sure.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. He man, he ain't dropped anything in a while since that last album he put out. He ain't put dropped nothing in a minute. So maybe we can see a Nee Nee incognita feature on his next project.
Hey, that would be dope as hell. And truth be told, I would love to do a song with Doobie in the terms of something deep, something truly deep. You know, not even on no street shit, not even on no sex shit, no none of that. Like I would love to do a song with Doobie, talking about trials and tribulations, or talking
Mm-hmm.
about social injustices, or yeah, I would love to do something with him on some deep shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd definitely be something I feel would be dope. It would definitely connect. Obviously the Eastern Kanawha County with where you guys are at up in Charleston or whatever. But so let me ask you, taking a break from the music for a second. You were raised in Charleston, I'm assuming by the way you talk.
Oh yeah. Um, I grew up. I grew up on the west and the east. Um, I claim the east though because I went to Piedmont Elementary. Stayed on the east for majority of like my childhood. Um, I grew up going to Celebration Station. I grew up going to Roosevelt Center here and there. Um, Shop and Go was my corner store and shit like that. So I definitely rep the East. But I'm actually a South Charleston High School alumni. SCHS equals all day. And I was fortunate enough to go to South Charleston when Aaron Dobson was playing, and when
Mm-hmm.
we got back to back state champs, and when we went up there the third, well, was about to go up there the third time and got into that fight on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
actually
sound
do
like a
remember that fight.
Riverside Hater.
Nah, man, I don't got shit to say. Riverside's ass. I don't got nothing to say about them. Them boys won 8 games my whole high school career.
God damn, not eight.
Yeah, 8 games. They went, bro. They literally lost every game my first 2 years of high school.
Man.
Yeah, it was rough. It was definitely rough. I like Aaron Dobson, man. I'm gonna try to get him on the show, but I can't really get him to respond to any of my messages, none of that. But I'm still gonna try.
Don't give up for sure.
Okay, so you grew up in Charleston. Where you grew up, did you ever feel like it was unsafe or like almost feel like it was the hood or anything?
Well, see, that's the thing because I was sheltered as a kid, right? I was very
Mm-hmm.
sheltered as a kid. My mom had me young. My mom had me at 16. So I feel like the combination of my mom having me young and me being the oldest, um, I feel like my mom sheltered me way more than any of my siblings. So like, I didn't have freedoms to just be out in the street running and running the streets and shit like that. Hell, I remember the first time I ever caught the bus by myself. I was 10 years old and I cried because I missed the bus stop. And I was supposed to be meeting my granny. And yeah, like next thing I knew, I was all the way on the west side. I ain't have a cell phone back in these days. I don't even think cell
Mm-hmm.
phones was like that for real back then. So I was scared because I'm like, damn, I'm on the bus by myself. My neighborhood, that shit ain't uncommon. That shit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the hood, and by the hood, I grew up here on Nancy. Then I lived on Maryland Avenue over on the west for a little bit. Both of those streets, hot as shit. Still low key hot as shit, for real, depending on which part. But like I remember there was one time when I was living on Nancy, me and my mom was walking back from the bus stop. She was picking me up from the bus. And I couldn't have been no older than like 6 because they had it to where she had to come to the bus stop. Like I couldn't go by We was walking back down the street. I lived all the way at the end on the back end of Lately Field. So we're at the top on Washington Street and we're walking back, and like halfway through the first block, the feds do a they like rush somebody's house, kick the door in and shit, and they get to shooting. We started,
Sheesh.
yeah, we started running, lost my shoe and shit. Went back a couple hours later. My mom could never find my shoe or whatever. That was probably the most danger I had ever personally been in, like myself. But other
Mm-hmm.
than that, I wasn't out there like that. So, I never really had to experience. My mom kept me sheltered, so I never had to experience no unsafe circumstances for real.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so one thing you did mention to me is that you plan on having a virtual concert.
Hmm.
When's that going to go down?
So I don't want to give an exact release date because I'm not
Okay.
100% sure on the release date, but it will be filmed this month. Shout out Bobby Joes for letting us film there. Shout out BMO Films, BMO Quell for filming it. Shout out Trap Boy Rolex for being my opening artist. Shout out Honey Lemon, aka Ashley, for being my host. Um, Definitely filming that this month. More than likely, I'll definitely release it in January. The original plan was to release it New Year's Eve, but I just don't know how realistic that is with
Okay.
time constraints and editing and things like that.
Okay, yeah, that's dope as hell. So is that going to be on YouTube or on Facebook or where can we watch that at?
A YouTube link, so it's going to be like a traditional YouTube video,
Okay.
and it'll put you in the awards. Did their performances this year where the award show was virtual and they didn't do anything live. So it's almost in the sense of like a live music video.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope
yeah.
as hell. Okay. So do you feel as if you are the best female rapper in West Virginia? Because I know you're confident. I've heard you talk. You're very confident. Do you think you're the best in the state?
Absolutely, hands down.
Okay.
Shout out to even really give me a run for my money, and she's not even in the state. She out Vegas, so wholeheartedly, and I mean this in the most humbly confident way. I'm definitely the coldest bitch in the sticks, and I stand on that.
Who was the name you mentioned? It kind of cut off like literally right when you said it.
Oh, TK Blockstar.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So you think TK is the only one that can give you any competition?
I feel like TK is the only one that could truthfully even challenge me. Like
Okay.
realistically, I feel like she's the only one that could. I feel like she's the only one that could challenge me. I feel like she's the only one that could give me competition. I feel like she's the only one that could keep up.
Okay, I got you. So right now, obviously, not just in Charleston, but in West Virginia in general, the music industry is getting way better.
Absolutely.
Um, 100%. How do you feel about the industry right now and the way it's going?
First of all, I'm here for it. I love the energy that is coming, and we got so many people popping in all different types of lanes. It's so many artists, so many videographers, so many engineers with real studios. We not having to record in closets and basements no more. Um, so many promoters and so on and so forth. I love the energy. I love it. I'm excited about it. I look forward to see. It's funny. My brother just said last night. He said, "Man, everybody on my fucking timeline is a damn rapper." But you know what? But you know what though? Even though that's how it seems, I look at it like this. All it's gonna take is for one person to pop, right? That's all it's going to take realistically. Once one person from not Charleston, from West Virginia in general to pop. Once that person pops, as long as they don't denounce West Virginia, all eyes will then be on the rest of West Virginia. Matter of time before another one and another one. And at the rate that we're going with as much talent and even behind the scenes jobs, that's not the word I was looking for, but creators in general, creators, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the word, content creators. With as many content creators as we have right now, um there's no reason why West Virginia could not be a music capital, because a lot of people make comments about, West Virginia rappers trying to sound like they're from Detroit, right? And
Mm-hmm.
to a degree, I kind of agree with that. To a degree, I feel like Detroit does have a lot of influence. However, I feel like West Virginia has its own sound to a degree because we're up north enough that we have our northern influences like Detroit, like New York, but we're southern enough that we still have southern twang and southern accents like Atlanta or Miami or Louisiana. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I feel like with the rate that the industry is growing out here, there's no reason why in a few years we realistically couldn't be looked at as some type of, if not a music capital, then a music hub for sure. At least a hub. At least
Mm-hmm.
that, because it's so much talent out here. It's so much talent out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to see it. I honestly wish um more people would collab though. I wish it would be less of this cliquish type thing. And I wish that it wasn't so difficult to get people from like Parkersburg or Beckley or Morgantown to work with people from Charleston and Huntington and vice versa. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with that. It seems like it really does seem like it's almost like each city has like their own scene, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like you got the Charleston dudes working with Charleston dudes, and then you got obviously the Huntington dudes, and they stay to themselves, and
Morgantown,
for
Fairmont, they stay
hmm
today. So Parkersburg, so I'm, you know what? I'm still, it's what's crazy. I literally was just having this conversation with Michael. Shout out Mixed by Michael Tolley. Shout out Mixed by Tolley. We was just talking about this shit in the studio. Even Sissonville is starting to have like their own little music scene because they got a couple of engineers out there. They got some artists from out that way. And I made a joke. I was like, Sissonville trying to be the new Parkersburg. but but yeah, I mean, and I don't think it's deliberate by any means. I don't think that is deliberately clicking up, right? I think it's just geography, for real, for real. It's 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 4 hours there. And I
hmm
feel like traveling definitely takes a place, and we all getting it out the mud. We all trying to make something out of nothing, for real, for real. Ain't none of us rich. Don't believe the hype. So I definitely feel like traveling and shit, takes a part into why we haven't mixed and mingled more to a degree. However, if these promoters can go to these other cities and throw parties, I definitely don't see why us rappers can't link up more.
That's true. It's really true. Okay, yeah, I've also seen you out a lot, getting performances in.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to I guess trying to build your portfolio or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so are all these performances at like Bobby Joe's or what?
So I did two performances at Bobby Joe's. One was, I guess you could consider it more like an artist showcase. It was five of us artists. Let me see if I can get all the names. Shout out Jay Will. Shout out Duke Johnson. Shout out Killer Kane. Shout out Faye. course, me, we all performed. We all had our own set, either 3 songs or 10 minutes. So that was a dope ass event. That was my very first event. I was the only female that was able to perform, and I loved it. I loved it. It was fun. It was exciting. It was my first time performing in 10 years. So it was definitely a wave. Second show I did was at Bobby Joe's. Shout out Shavi. It was birthday girl Shavi. It was her 21st birthday, and it was me headlining, and then YGB Day wound up opening up for me. Shout out YGB Day. YGB Day is doing bomb phenomenal things right now. Shout out to him for getting to the final round of Coast to Coast and performing out Miami coming up soon. So, but yeah, that was a fun event. There was supposed to be another artist showcased Black Friday, and somebody snitched on this.
Oh, okay.
Fuck ABC, fuck COVID.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be at Bobby Joe's, but that was going to be a bomb ass showcase. And then the the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and that was at Scooby's. Shout out Jubilee. It was Jubilee's birthday, and she had me open up for Faye. And that was probably my favorite performance. By then I was comfortable doing it. It was second nature. Um I knew how to read the crowd more, and I have a little bit more space because Scooby's got somewhat of a stage too, so I feel like that played a factor as well. But yeah, I did 3 shows in 1 month, and I was booked for 4, so I'm definitely, I can't complain at all.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. One thing I definitely plan to do down where I'm from, Quincy area, where they used to have the dollar store, Dollar General. I actually plan to throw a concert there once Corona's over.
Hmm.
So, and I definitely plan to look at the book, a couple artists or whatever. But once I can find someone to help with the funds or whatever, I definitely want you to be on that lineup if you'd be interested in that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm never going to turn down an opportunity to perform at all. Performing is a whole different element as an artist, and some artists can make phenomenal music and they suck at performing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to think that I'm talented enough that I can do both, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
For
I would
sure, for
never turn
sure.
down a performance opportunity. You let me know when the date is, and I'll lock it in with my team for sure.
Okay, yeah. It probably won't be until after COVID, but which at this point I don't know when that'll be.
Man, after they give everybody this goddamn vaccine and chip us all. Oops, did I
Yeah.
say that on the radio? Can I say that on the radio?
Hey, I don't co-sign that at all. so, so anything else you got going on other than the concert, other than the mixtape you plan on putting out?
Yeah. Christmas night, Christmas Day, Christmas night. There's a party at Scooby's. Shout out Risen. Shout out Bar Dope Productions. Shout out my cousin Jabbar. Shout out Prince Faye. There's a party on Christmas at Scooby's. Everybody come out. Christmas night. Christmas Day is for the kids, it's for the family, but Christmas night is for the grown folks. Come dressed in your grown and sexy, and we gonna take out Christmas the fun way. Make a Friday Christmas. What was it last Friday? I think the theme of the movie is supposed. I mean, the theme of the party is like another holiday movie. I think last Friday is supposed to be Christmas themed or some shit like that. So, regardless, it's a party on Christmas at Scooby's. Flyers are on mine, Faye's, and Bar's pages for all the details. Come out, have a good time, get some drinks. Um, and then something that y'all can look forward to for the upcoming year, 2021. Be on the lookout for some YouTube content on my channel, um, vlogs and cooking tutorials. And I got this segment that I'm working on right now where I'll be interviewing local talent, from artists to dancers to photographers to DJs to engineers, so on and so forth. And we're gonna be cooking a favorite meal
Okay.
together while we interview or whatever. So, you know, content like that, behind the scenes footage and shit from studio sessions and performances and shit for sure. I also try to do as much philanthropy work as imaginably possible. Um, Thanksgiving, the original goal was one family. I was able to feed three families on Thanksgiving. So I'm very proud of myself for that. Shout out White Mike for helping with that. Shout out Trap Boy Rolex. Shout out Doobie DC for helping with that. So be on the lookout for some more philanthropy, some more charity opportunities, whether it be giving back to specific families or throwing community events. That's definitely some things that I want to get more into in 2021. Um, Trying to think what else. Mm, of course, be on the lookout for more content. You know, the mixtapes coming out, so be expecting some more music videos to go along with my singles.
Hmm. And you got anything else you want to say before I let you go? Do what you need to do.
Yeah, my mixtapes drop in the first half of the year, and the goal is to have my album drop the second half of the year, and the goal is to have a visual album.
Okay. Any is is Quell gonna film that for you?
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. Okay, I got you. So that's your go to. He's your manager too, though, right?
Yeah, he's my manager, and that's my go-to. However, that doesn't mean that, you know, I don't work with other videographers.
Yeah.
I've been in communication with DJF, Daddy James Films. Um, we got something that we definitely going to work on. Been talking to Malik Stubbs up in Morgantown. Shout out Global. Definitely want to do a video with him. I'd love to do a video with Skrilla. I'd love to do a video with Trey. I'm all about networking and working with everybody because I want all of us to eat.
Hmm.
So,
Hey man, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I really appreciate you coming on the show.
oh, that ain't no problem at all. Not at all. And when I get my podcast up and running, I'd love to interview you.
For sure, I would love to do that. I definitely plan to put this on YouTube or whatever, so so everybody else can hear it, all your people.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
if the audio doesn't fuck up on it like it does, like it did with Tayshawn.
Right.
Shout out Tayshawn Jones though, man. But like I said, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. It's Nee Nee Incognita, aka the coldest bitch in the sticks. Coldest bitch in the sticks, volume one, dropping uh spring 2021. Follow me on Facebook, Nee Nee Incognita. Follow me on Snapchat, Nee Nee H. Follow me on Twitter, Nigo In. Follow me on Instagram, Nigo In.
And let them know where they can hear the music at.
If you search Nee Nee Incognito on YouTube, every song that I've ever been released or been a feature on that is released right now is on there. It's on a couple of different pages. I got some music on my page. I got Playboy's video is on BMO Style is on MYA's page. But Nee Nee Incognito is a very
All right, hey, thank you so much for coming on.
thank you. You have a good day.
You too.